Welcome back, everyone. As we continue our talk about Noah and grace, let's go back to Genesis chapter 6. And I'm going to read for you verse 14 and just kind of read portions of verse 14 onwards. And I would encourage you again to read the whole chapter, because this is where we see the exact instructions that God had placed in front of Noah when building the ark. So it says here in verse 14, make yourself an ark of gopher wood, make rooms in the ark and cover them inside and outside with pitch. Make the length 300 cubits, the width 50 cubits, the height 30 cubits. And then it goes on to say in verse 19 that you will bring living of all flesh, you will bring 2 of every sort into the ark, and you will keep the birds in there. And then verse 22 is really important for us to remember. Thus Noah did. According to all that God commanded him, so he did. Noah did everything just as God commanded him. Then let's go to Genesis chapter 7, verse 24. And the waters prevailed on the earth 150 days. Now chapter 8, verse 1 says, then God remembered Noah. So for about 150 days, Noah did not hear anything from God. For 40 days and 40 nights, the rains came, the rain poured, and the water rose higher and higher and higher than the highest mountain. And now the rain has stopped, but for 150 days, the flood water stayed on the earth. And every living thing was destroyed, all the birds, the animals, the people, everything was destroyed. Except for Noah and his family, they were the only ones who were in the ark and they remained alive. And for 150 days, Noah heard nothing. Now I know you could be asking, how could God do that? It says that Noah did everything God commanded, but then it looks as though God ignored Noah for about 150 days. But that's not true. For 150 days, Noah now is having his faith tested, and he is now growing in his faith. His faith is becoming sharpened, and God is there with him the whole time, because Noah found grace in the eyes of God. And Noah did exactly what God commanded him to do. So God didn't go anywhere. He wasn't absent from Noah's life, but he was using this moment right here to reveal to Noah how strong his faith had to be and how much grace he had upon his life. And you and I are the same way. We may be living right now and saying, God, I'm doing everything you're telling me to do. Every single thing you're commanding me to do, I'm doing it. But sometimes we can feel as though grace isn't there, and our faith may start to get weak, and we might start to think God is not present in our lives. However, these are the moments, those moments that we face when our faith is tested so we can grow. James chapter 1 verse 2, consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. And Noah had to have perseverance when he was on the ark for 150 days and now coming off the ark into the world again that has literally nobody else in it. In that time, in those moments, Noah has to have perseverance. And you and I, we need to have perseverance as we go through this world, as we face the things we face. We need to have perseverance. And through our journey, remember that God's grace is still with you. 2 Timothy chapter 4 verse 18, it says, and the Lord will deliver me from every evil work and preserve me in his heavenly kingdom. To him be glory forever and ever. Amen. Remember that Jesus is coming back again. Right now, he is preparing a place for us to go there, to be there, and that is what we are looking forward to. And the Bible tells us that the Lord will deliver me from the evil of this world, and he will take me to safety, to his kingdom, to his heavenly kingdom. Because we have a God who is faithful towards us. We have a God who is utterly trustworthy. He keeps us and he calls us to his salvation. God bless you. Remember that the grace of God is heavy upon your life.